Hey, Virgo, Intuitive Soul Coach here with your February 2024 bonus reading. Welcome back to my channel if you are returning, and welcome if you are new. These are general readings. Please take what resonates and leave the rest behind. If you're interested in a personal reading, signing up for the monthly newsletter, or entering into the free reading giveaway, you can find all of that information in the description box below the video. All right, welcome Virgo. Bottom of the deck, you have come to the edge. This is really exciting energy coming in for you with your cards of blessed, between worlds, and new life. You're on the cusp of something quite amazing. This could be a brilliant new idea, a creative endeavor, new job or business opportunity. This can be a relationship. But when it says come to the edge here, a lot of you are being guided to take the big scary leap. It wouldn't surprise me to see the Fool card showing up in your reading today. I'm also getting the energy here of Temperance. And the Temperance has been showing up because I feel with the Temperance showing up in my third eye, you've been waiting for this to happen for quite some time. So yeah, there's expansion here. There is a lot of growth. There's a new life literally coming in here for you. This is also about receiving, receptive. You have the yin energy right behind it as well. So be open to receiving these blessings, these new opportunities. All right. Now you have the Bless card here. This is interesting as well. There's those angel wings that I was picking up on with the Temperance as well. So you're going to see that you are very blessed in more ways than one. This is the card of miracles. So some of you, there could be a miraculous turn of events. There could be a wish fulfillment coming in, maybe that Nine of Cups or star energy. So I feel like you are taking a leap of faith towards something bigger and better, and it's actually going to be more amazing than you could have thought. But you have to come to the edge because right now you're still feeling like you're between worlds, Virgo. And this is about you getting out of a situation that may have felt a little bit challenging, toxic, or it felt like you were stuck, because you can see in this picture here, the flamingo, the back part of the flamingo is still stuck in the clouds or the storm. And then the newer or the front part is in this new energy. So some of you, there is a little bit of oscillating between maybe the past and the present, but you're trying to stay in the present, moving towards taking baby steps towards your future. I also see some of you, this could be a situation where perhaps you're going through a divorce and you're going through that Temperance energy of waiting for things to finalize. For others of you, maybe there's a new job opportunity here where you have that 2-week period of working at your old job before you enter into your new one. This could also be a readiness when it comes to your love life, and perhaps there's a blessing coming in and you're going out of maybe a situation where you were single but you really wanted to be in a relationship, or vice versa. But the between worlds, you're definitely coming out of a situation that may have been a little bit challenging. Again, maybe it's been difficult, stormy waters. I'm getting Six of Swords energy here for you as well. So you have the new life. I mean, that's what your outcome energy is, new life. So come to the edge here, because this new life is far better and greater than anything you could have imagined. So this bonus reading is going to be all about the purpose, right? What's the purpose with this job, this relationship, this situation? It can also be life purpose as well. So please take it as it resonates to your situation. All right, we're going to get all the cards out here. We're going to take a look at you. There's some lessons that you've needed to learn and integrate into your world is what I'm seeing here, Virgo. That may be why you felt like you were backtracking, or you felt like you were in a little bit of a never-ending cycle, or you may have been wondering, when is this going to happen? Why is this taking so darn long? But you're going to start to see growth in the month of February. So we're going to look at your strengths and your weaknesses. We're going to take a look at the main lessons to be learned, what you don't see or what you don't know, and advice from your guides to achieve your hopes. Bottom of the deck, Eight of Coins. This is about perfectionism. It's about staying stuck because we feel like we have to have all of the pieces in place before we get moving. And Spirit is saying here that you need to start now. That's why it means come to the edge. You can learn as you go, or sign up for that class, or enroll in that program. Even though maybe you don't feel like the torch has been passed to you quite yet, it will, because you'll continue to learn. This is about putting in the work when it comes to a job or a business or a relationship. Eights are infinite, right? Infinity symbol with the 8. So there is infinite opportunities here for you. But some of you, perfectionism could get in the way of achieving success or of making a move. Okay. I also feel with this 8 of Pentacles showing up, someone may not feel inspired, or sometimes this can even be overworking, sometimes workaholism, right? Or it can feel like we're not pushing ourselves enough. And that's kind of what I feel here, is not pushing ourselves enough to come to the edge. Because there's something amazing showing up here for you, Virgo, with this new life. But it's like, for whatever reason, you're holding yourself back when it comes to this in-between stage, between worlds. And for some of you, you are holding yourself back because you're waiting. You're saying it's not the right time, or I don't have the skill, or, whatever excuses we make that we trip up over and get in our own way. But I feel like this torch is being handed to you, and this is going to lead you directly towards a new life. So don't second guess your skills, your abilities. You're going to continue to learn and grow as you move forward. All right, so starting off here, Virgo, in your energy, you do have the 3 of Coins. And it's interesting because as it came out, it's almost like I seen it flipped upright, but the way we pulled it was reversed. And I actually pulled it a different way than I normally do. It's like there was an automatic flip. So the 3 of Coins is about building a solid foundation. And some of you, this does have to do with education. Maybe you're a teacher. You could be a mentor, a coach. You may be taking some new classes or putting out classes online of your own. Or this is also about learning and gaining the knowledge through experience. That's what gives you wisdom. Okay, that's what allows you to keep moving forward. And there was a lesson, or is currently still a lesson, which we're going to take a look and see what that lesson is for you. What lesson do we need to be learned in order to continue moving forward? But this is about building upon that foundation. And if something keeps showing up in your life, then ask yourself, what am I missing? What am I needing to learn that I still haven't fully integrated? Because remember, a lot of the lessons, a lot of the soul contracts that we have are based on what our soul wants to come here and experience. So if there is a lesson that's unfinished, we don't want to have to continue repeating it a million times, right? But we're going to also get what we need out of it. It's like juicing. For those of you that have ever juiced any vegetables, right? You want to get the last drop. You don't want to waste any of the juice because that's valuable, right? And I feel like you've gone over a situation and you've squeezed all that you can out of it. But some of you, there's still some final droplets. And I feel like that's what you're being guided at this time to learn, to embrace the in-between, because you have this new life, this new beginning coming in. We're going to get you taking this step up, right? And that's how this reading is going to guide you to be able to fully embrace and take that next step. Now, the 3 of Coins energy is about teamwork. It's about cooperation. Some of you may not feel like someone around you or even yourself is pulling your weight in a situation, or it can also be maybe a poor team player, or it feels like there's no one on your team, right? You want that teamwork to make the dream work, but if there's not a team, it's hard to move forward, right? And it's not saying you can't do something solo or individually, but even in those solo ventures, you need others. Even if those others challenge you, even if they are going against the grain at times, but for the most part, we want people that can put in their skills, their talents, and their efforts where it can be a combined group collaboration. And that's what I see here that you're stepping towards. You're surrounding yourself with other like minds, and you have a lot of wisdom. You have a lot to share, but you also have a lot to learn. So it's oscillating between, learning and teaching. Okay. Now, your weakness here is the Four of Cups. Comparing. And we all do it. Each and every one of us, part of the human experience is we compare. You see it all over the place. We compare, that person has a nicer house or a nicer job or a better vehicle, or they're in a relationship that's happy and thriving. But you have to remember, Virgo, that a lot of what you see is people putting on their best face or their best selves or their best photos or whatever it may be here. And the Four of Cups in reverse is regretting that you feel like you're missing out while the rest of the world is maybe in a better spot. Well, we know that's not true, right? We know that everybody can be going through some ups and downs as well. But sometimes we get lost in the past. And that's what the Four of Cups is saying here, where this can lead to depression, right? When we get lost in the past, it can be an energy of being so self-absorbed at times that we don't even know what's going on out here, and we need to reach out. This can be being lost sometimes in our own thoughts and our own world. And so, not that that's a bad thing once in a while, but when we're constantly stuck in that place, it can feel very lonely. It can feel very isolating. Yes, we need time to do some soul searching and, get away from the noise. But if it's leading you down a path of exhaustion or comparing, or even, it's not showing up in the upright, because sometimes this can be arrogant wastefulness. We let our egos get the best of us, and we waste our time and our energy on things that the ego is taking over. And we all have ego, right? But this is something that's unhealthy. It's like pouring. You can see that this cup is being poured, but it's interesting. I've never noticed this before. But this fourth cup, whether it has wine in it or whatever, it's actually, you see the N at the bottom. So someone could have a name that starts with an N, Nicholas or Nancy. For others of you, I feel like this represents no. No, don't put your energy into that comparing, or comparing apples to oranges. They're both fruit, but they're both going to have a completely different effect on your taste buds. And so many times we feel like it's supposed to have the same effect, but no, the reality and the truth is they're two different kinds of fruits. And so the Four of Cups here is the energy of feeling at times frustrated and bored and pessimistic and impatient or uninspired. And that can be your demise. That can be your weakness at times. Now, the current situation is there is a new opportunity here for you, one that is beautiful, one that is maybe childlike. It can be full of love and full of emotion and full of heart. I mean, this is a new, exciting opportunity here for you. Okay, beautiful energy, beginning of a new relationship, beginning of a new creative project or endeavor. It can be communicating with someone new as well. Pages can represent communication. It can represent children as well. Some of you, maybe there's an opportunity for a new little one to join the family. The Page of Cups is also a message around the heart, right? A romantic invite or some sort of playfulness or flirty energy. It's innocence, and it's not masked in, pain and trauma and hurt. It is the beginning of something that could fulfill you exponentially. And that's kind of what I see here with this new life and come to the edge. And look at all the little hearts that are showing up there as well. So there's definitely a new emotional experience coming in, but some of you may not be trusting this experience because yes, you've been hurt in the past, and because you want things to be maybe perfect, or you may feel like you don't bring enough to the table or someone else doesn't bring enough. Connect with the heart, right? See someone through the eyes of the heart instead of maybe the comparing, right? Comparing. And I also get this message, please take it as it resonates. Some of you may be comparing a new experience or a new relationship to someone of the past, that's going to ruin a beautiful thing real quick. Okay, if you're comparing something of the past, or maybe it feels like someone is doing this to you, but I feel like we want to release and let go of comparing, because your greatest strength is the Page of Swords. Okay, Page of Swords is to connect to your informational system, right? That beautiful mind of yours, the collective mind as well. And Page of Swords, we see two pages showing up here. Your strength is to not get lost in some sort of gossip, to not get lost in limiting beliefs. For some of you, it's not, maybe not spying on a person or a situation, or letting negative news or something that you've heard get the best of you. That's your greatest strength, is to strategize, use ways to use your left and your right hemisphere, right? That beautiful, creative, intuitive, and the logical, and to use it for your highest good instead of for destruction. You are a brilliant Virgo, right? You use your mind wisely and constructively. You use what you've learned to help you move forward in life. And this is about strategic solutions. But when you disconnect yourself from that, innate knowing, from your intuition as well, then you succumb to the weaknesses. But I feel like there is this energy of being open-minded. You can see that this little tyke, right? He looks like he's very young there. He has that beginner's mindset, and the sky's the limit, right? He wants to, analyze. At the same time, he wants to learn. He wants to be informative. A lot of you have the ability to learn new things. And this is your greatest strength, because you know that saying, Virgo, you can't teach an old dog new tricks. That is not you, right? Even if you are 77 years old, you have this childlike enthusiasm. Even if you are an old soul, you have a beginner's mindset, and you have this willingness to learn. And that is your greatest strength here. That's going to help you get out of the Four of Cups, because we see that we have logic and we have heart. And sometimes the emotions get the best of us and weigh us down. And when we don't allow our emotions to flow through us, because that's what emotions do, is they're not constant. They're constantly actually changing, right? You probably, if you take note of your feelings and your emotions, you know that you could feel completely different tomorrow than you felt today. So use what you've learned, your brilliance, your intelligence. Keep learning. Most importantly, keep learning about you. What makes you happy? What fulfills you? What inspires you? What soothes the soul, right? What can you learn more of that can help you move into new beginnings and to take that leap of faith? Some of you may even benefit from listening to or reading the book. I think it's by Gay Hendricks, The Big Scary Leap, or The Big Leap. Okay, there's something here with a leap, and I see that here for you as well. So let's look at your purpose. Your purpose and your secondary purpose. So these two are partnered up here. You have the Seven of Wands and the Wheel of Fortune. They are showing up as a challenge for you, but it's a challenge that is part of the why, right? Part of this reading is to stay determined even when you feel down on your luck. Okay, Wheel of Fortune with the Seven of Wands. Some of you have lost courage because of unforeseen challenges. Well, what if I told you that the purpose behind all of it is about you staying all in and staying determined that there's going to be a lucky twist of fate, right? This is fate, divine intervention, but it's also about you being able to spin that wheel forward because you've learned what you've needed to learn, which we talked about here. You've learned some very valuable lessons. And if not, you have opportunities to learn them. So you can move forward here. That is your purpose. Wheel of Fortune is a beautiful energy here of chance, good luck. This is the turning point. This is the cycle of life. And we all go through these different cycles in life. And even if you've lost everything, maybe you've had a fall from grace, you've lost all your fortune, you've lost your home, lost your relationship, lost, whatever. This is about you not succumbing to the pressure, not feeling easily offended or defensive or on guard or in that fight or flight, right? It's not letting the world harden you. And I've been saying this in almost all the readings because it's been coming up this month in particular. So maybe it's the energy of, maybe something that's happening globally, collectively, but it's the energy of not giving up on oneself. And even when challenges or difficulties arise, the purpose in it is for you to stay all in and to strengthen your mental capacity. That's your greatest strength here, Virgo, right? Our beliefs are part of our manifestations. Having the ability to go back and unlearn specific things that were maybe unhealthy or limiting us, that's a gift. That's a superpower. And so your purpose here is to get that wheel spinning forward and say, I'm all in. I'm all in when it comes to this life on earth, when it comes to this business, when it comes to this relationship. Instead of kind of half-assing it and 1 foot in, 1 foot out, it's time for you to go all in. Because that's what this new life is all about. That's why you literally have the come to the edge. But sometimes we're too fearful because we question, well, what if we fail? Oh, but darling, what if you fly, right? What if you discover that by coming to the edge or taking this leap of faith or choosing to be or go all in transforms your life in ways that you could have never imagined? I mean, look at this Wheel of Fortune. There's a portal, there's a door, and you can see here, it almost reminds me of like the secret garden, but you can see that, there's a field here, and we talked about that with the in-between. There's a field and there's clouds that are dark and it looks a little bit ominous, right? It looks like there could be a tornado brewing, and there is not a lot of greenery, not a lot of growth, but in this portal, you open up that door and it looks like it's already open here for you. It's full of greenery and rainbow and opportunity, right? Wheel of Fortune is a turning point in your life. So I see here that because of the weakness of focusing on the past, right? Or focusing on the energy of what's been lost, or again, depressive energy. And that's no easy feat, right? That's not something that it's just, oh, I'm going to snap out of it. It's not like those that are depressed are choosing to be depressed. But at the same time, sometimes we need to reach out. Sometimes it's not something that we can do on our own. And maybe there's a sense of stubbornness or a sense of ego that gets in the way and overrides it and says, I'll just deal with this. I got this myself, or there's no one for me, or I can't get help, right? Those are all excuses. You're not alone here, Virgo. Let's take a look at the lessons. What do we have for the lessons? Look at that, the Empress. It's in reverse, but when the Empress is upright, the world is her oyster. Some of you, the lesson is to not smother your creations, to not smother or neglect, because sometimes the Empress can neglect her creations, or, she's not consistent. She's not all in. She says, yeah, I want that. And I may decide on Tuesday that I want that. And I may decide on Wednesday that, I'm going to take one baby step, but, it's too much. I'm going to just neglect it. I'm going to leave it right where I started, and I'm not going to finish it. I'm not going to follow through. I'm not going to come to the edge for whatever reason, right? But when the Empress shows up, strong Taurus Libra energy, this is about not neglecting or smothering, your garden. We don't want to overwater the garden, but yet we need to water it. We have to find and strike that balance. This is about being able to nurture, right? It's the nurturing creator. Some of you, there's lessons around mother, okay? Some mother wounding. Excuse me. Lessons around you being maybe a parent yourself. This could be lessons around, what you fill your garden with. Why are you planting, rutabagas and cherry tomatoes if you don't even like them, right? Are you just growing some rutabagas and cherry tomatoes because the neighbors like them? What about you? What do you like? If you like potatoes and if you like raspberries and strawberries and, any other vegetable or fruit or whatever you want to grow in your garden, then it's time for you to choose you. Choose something that nurtures you, fulfills you. You don't have to stay stuck in this past energy. And so I feel like the greatest lesson at this time is to not stamp on or step on or stamp out your ideas because they're brilliant. That's your greatest strength. Instead of telling yourself, well, that'll never work. That could be the next video that goes viral, right? Instead of telling yourself, well, I don't know about that. You could patent that idea and make millions. If you truly knew the power, Virgo, that you have within your mind, within your body, within your soul, within your heart, that all of these are collaborating to help you, you'd realize that the sky is the limit and that the world is your oyster, right? And that you can have the abundance that you seek and desire, that you can nurture and grow something that's creative, that's maternal, that's abundant, right? Far greater than you could have ever imagined. But you have to love it enough. You have to nurture it. You have to want to move towards this energy. Now, what is your desire, your hope, your fears, the death? Whoo! 2 major arcana showing up in the lessons and the hopes. No wonder you're kind of riding the edge. No wonder you're between worlds here because this is big. Major arcana show up when we have major milestones in our lives or major events or turning points. And some of you, maybe you've lost a mother or you've lost your ability at times to nurture anything because you feel like, what's the point? That's that depressive energy. For others of you, Virgo, this is about resisting a necessary ending. That's the fear, right? But the hope and the desire is that you can have some sort of ending to a past situation that you know deep down that it's not even the best for you. You know that you're not in a good place when you're in your weakness, right? You know that it's very lonely, very challenging with that 4 of Cups. It doesn't bring you a lot of emotional stability. So your hope and your desire is that you can put an end to that 4 of Cups, or you can become allies with your weakness. And you can say, okay, I recognize when I'm emotionally unstable. I recognize when I'm getting lost in the past or when I'm self-absorbed or when I need to reach out. Because I know that there's an opportunity right here in front of me for abundance. But I must come to the edge. I must take myself beyond, reach it kind of reminds me of the stretch, like Stretch Armstrong or the Gumby stretch toys where you stretch their arms, right? It's almost like you're being stretched at this time to go beyond what you've ever thought capable of yourself. Okay, and with this death energy showing up, the fear is definitely resistance. It's resisting because of, fears, false evidence appearing real. What if I fail? What if I'm not good enough? What if I'll never find something better? What if I stay in this energy? What if it's safer here in my solitude than it is over here? Or what if I leave this job and I don't get paid enough? There's so many what ifs, right? And it reminds me also of that What If song. What if, Kane Brown, I think, what if? So someone may also have green eyes. I'm getting green eyes here with the death, but you're being guided to move towards this next chapter of your life because endings are bringing in a new beginning here, and you're fearful, which we all are fearful when things end. But what's on the other side of this is what we just talked about in the Wheel of Fortune. Look at that portal. If that gives you any clarity of what this new beginning, look inside that door, look inside that portal. That's a sneak peek at what's on the other side of this ending. Let's take a look at what you don't yet know, what you don't quite see at this time. And this makes sense because look at the moon. You have the moon coming up and she literally has a blindfold on, so she cannot see it. You're being asked to trust in the unknown. And that's so difficult, especially when we want to know, right? That's why you're watching these tarot readings. You want to know. But this is about shadowed illusions. It's about taking off the mask. It's about an illusion being revealed. So I feel hopefully maybe through this reading in itself, it'll give you a little clarity about taking the next steps. Okay, there could actually be something that does show up in the month of February that allows you to have that sense of clarity. And if not, are you able to push through the emotions? Because the moon is Pisces energy, it's emotion. And then we have the King of Cups showing up in reverse, which is an overabundance of emotion. King of Cups, when he is too emotional, he doesn't know what to do. He doesn't know what to do. He can overindulge, drink to excess. He can lash out. He can be angry, right? King of Cups in reverse can be someone who's cold or untrustworthy, not in touch with their emotions, maybe highly dramatic because of them. It's literally uncontrolled emotions. So what you don't know is there's something beautiful coming in. Maybe this is someone around you. Could be a water sign. Okay, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, or this could be some placements or elements within your own chart that maybe you want to dive a little bit deeper into. I would look that up. Virgo, if you do have any water placements, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces, take a look at where they are in your chart because that could help you through this situation as well. It can help you heal, especially with that feminine mother energy showing up as your lesson. When the King of Cups is in the upright, he's full of peace. He's full of diplomacy. He has his emotions in check. And we see here that your weakness with the Four of Cups, there is some sort of instability when it comes to your emotions. Or it could even be someone or something that triggers you when it comes to your emotions. Now, advice to achieve your hopes and desires. Advice to achieve your Wheel of Fortune. What do we have here? Or excuse me, this ending. Because remember, Wheel of Fortune is your purpose. It's part of the whole entirety of the reading here, is to shift your luck turning point, end a cycle that's been never ending. That's your hope. Look at this. 10 of Wands, 8 of Wands, 6 of Cups. Your advice here, Virgo, is to cherish memories of the past, right? But to not sugarcoat them, not romanticize them, not to think they were better than they were or worse than they were even, because we can do both, right? We think of only the bad. But when we can learn, when we can, if you must, dissect, which a lot of us do, we give a relationship a biopsy, right? Or we examine it. We tend to ask ourselves, what went wrong? What did I do? What happened? Don't get lost in that energy though, because your advice is to not get lost in the past, but to allow yourself a second chance. Allow yourself to have that childlike enthusiasm, which we see showing up here in your strength and in the current situation with 2 pages. This is to reconnect possibly to your inner child, maybe even give that inner child some love that may have been neglected in your own childhood. 6 of Cups is about, okay, thank you, Spirit. Some of you could be writing about your childhood or writing about your past experiences. That could be very therapeutic. That could be advice for some of you from your guides, whether you're writing a memoir or you're just journaling or keeping a diary. If you are writing, don't be surprised if you start to channel or do some automatic writing. I am getting that for some of you. For others of you, you may be wanting to reconnect to, or heal even, to get out of something that was traumatic in childhood, okay, or in the past. Because 6 of Cups, it can be past life. It can be, some of you, it is a past life relationship even with the Wheel of Fortune in reverse, combined with the 6 of Cups, okay, and the Moon. It's about cherishing the memories that you've learned, cherishing the lessons, and releasing the stagnancy or the ability to stay stuck in that past. Okay, you have the 8 of Wands. It's in the upright, which is good because your advice is to get back on track because things are going to accelerate quite quickly here for you. There is a sense of emotional stability coming in here, which is going to make the world of difference a difference for you, Virgo. I see here that instead of getting lost on something that, well, maybe you literally lost, or getting hooked on some sort of ending, or feeling like this new beginning is never going to happen, you're going to say, whoa, it is here. I just need to take a leap. It's right in front of my eyes, but I wasn't able to see it because I was focused on that spilt cup, right? I was focused on something that was a clear no with that N energy, clear no. Some of you may also live in a place, country, state, city that starts with an N, okay? I'm also getting here with this 10 of Wands, there is a sense of you accepting responsibility for maybe your role or for something that has happened to you, and you're accepting your responsibility to heal and to let it go. Another 10 showing up here, which we have the Wheel of Fortune is the other 10. And yeah, the death is an ending as well. So I feel like it's time for you to release the heavy burdens. And that's what your guides want you to know at this time. So whatever feels like a boulder, Virgo, whatever you've been weighing for quite some time, okay, whether it's mother wounds, whether it's something in a relationship, whether it's working your butt off, again, workaholism, there's some sort of ending to a situation that's going to bring in a lot of happiness, and things are going to accelerate quite quickly. You're keeping your heart open, which is important, and you're using your minds because remember, you've learned a lot of wisdom from past, even though the page isn't necessarily the King of Swords. He's not as, wise, but you're wise beyond your years is what I get from this Page of Swords. And because this is the strength, like I said, if you were stuck in that King of Swords, possibly in reverse, that would be sticking to some old beliefs that may not even serve you. And it may have made you bitter. And I say this a million times, and I've probably already said it a couple times in your reading, but you can become bitter or better. The choice is yours. And you're choosing here to become better and to learn new things and to know that there's new ways of doing things, new ways of making money, new relationships to be met, right? New exciting travel places, places to travel, people to meet, things to do, foods to eat. You're staying open to this instead of maybe suppressing or shutting yourself down because of your emotions or because of experiences that you've gone through in the past. That is what I have for you, Virgo. Powerful reading here. If you like the message, please hit that thumbs up button. Feel free to share, like, subscribe, and hit that bell. Thank you so very much for tuning in. Lots of love.